What's up guys, Matt here, and today I'm going to show y'all how to repair a Maytag 3000 series dryer heating element. First, let me tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need the 8544771 heating element. I bought the kit. It comes with the thermal fuse and the thermostat as well as the heating element on Amazon. The tools you're going to need to do this are like a screwdriver extension with a 1/4-inch socket. You will possibly need a socket wrench for one screw that I'll show you. And you're going to need your trusty vacuum cleaner to clean out the lint that is stuck inside this dryer. The first thing you're going to need to do is make sure you unplug the dryer from your 220 outlet, because that will shock you and hurt you very bad. So I've got a wall in here you can't see, so I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to tip the dryer I'm going to lean my dryer up so that I can get to this front panel right here. So you're going to need to remove the 4 screws out of this lower panel with your 1/4-inch socket. After removing the 4 screws, the panel should pull out and slide down. Next, you're going to have a panel right here. This is going to go over your blower motor, and this is going to go up over your lint trap. So open the door to your dryer and make sure that you remove your lint trap, as this panel will not come off without doing that. You're going to need to remove 1, 2, 3, 4 screws to remove this panel from the front. I don't know that it's 100% necessary to remove this panel, but you do need to clean all the lint out of here while you have this front panel off, because your heating element is going to sit in this tube right here. Now that I've removed the 4 screws, you can pull this straight down, and you can see right here that it's full inside of here with lint. So I would encourage you to clean all that out and maybe wipe that down with a wet towel. You'll also need to vacuum out around this blower motor. Next, before removing this screw that holds the heating element housing in, you're going to need to remove this wire. And there's one more wire that is connected to this. Make sure you label those so you'll know where to put them back upon reassembly. Now that I've removed the 2 wires, I'm going to remove this screw in the bottom. I'm going to have to use a socket wrench for this one. Now that I've removed that screw, I can move these wires to the side. And slide out the heating element housing. So earlier I was telling you need to take your vacuum and vacuum all the lint around here, the lint around your trap up here, and down in the inside. The heat goes through this back tube up and into the screen in the back, into the drum. I would encourage you to clean all of that out, vacuum as much lint as you can see out of here to prevent fire. Next, I'm going to show y'all how to take apart this housing and replace the heating element in it. You're going to have 4 screws right here holding the heating element in, and you will have also screws on the thermal fuse. I'm only going to remove the top 2 screws here on the thermal fuse and the thermostat to remove this housing top. We will take the bottom screws out when we actually replace those. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Now that you've taken out all 6 screws, you should be able to take this part off the housing. And we'll set that aside. And here is your heating element right here. This is the brand new heating element I've already put in here. Thus is why it looks so clean. The old one had a break in the wire and we had already put it in, but I wanted to shoot this video and help everyone else know how to fix theirs. So next, we will unclip this top piece right here. And your heating element has two clips right here that just clip right down in there. So this is your actual heating element right here. So let me show you how to reinstall that. So here's your housing. We're going to set that in there. One clip in, squeeze it a little bit, put that clip in, and to avoid confusion, I'm going to immediately install the wire back on. Next, I'm going to take the other side of this housing that has these tabs here, and I'm going to install it where they'll go in these 4 spots right here. Lines back up perfectly. Now I'm going to install 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, but not install the 2 on the thermostat and the thermal fuse. The last screw hole here near where the electrical connection is on the housing, it's a little bit of a booger to get to line up. I'm going to stick it right here against my chest and squeeze it together with my fingers. Get the screw started. It'd be nice if this socket right here were magnetic. Oops. If you do have a magnetic socket, it'll make your life much easier. So I'm going to put this screw in the socket, squeeze this together. Boom. That one was a little bit tough. Now that we have the housing back together, we're going to be replacing the thermal fuse and the thermostat. It's so important that you keep these wires together. So I'm going to take this screw out first, take this wire off, put the new assembly on here the same way, go ahead and put this wire on, take this wire off, reinstall that wire. Now I'm ready to put my screws back in the heating element housing. And I'm going to repeat the same procedure here. Take the bottom screw out, wire off, wire back on, reinstall the same way I took it off. Now your new heating element is installed into the housing and ready to slip back into the dryer. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put the heating element housing back into the dryer, and now I will reinstall the wires the exact same way that I took them off. Alright, I just reinstalled the screw back into the bottom of the dryer to hold this housing in. Next, now that we've cleaned all the lint out, I'm going to take this, slide it into place, and put the 4 screws in to hold this blower motor cover on. Next step is to reinstall the cover on the front of the dryer. Stick it in here at an angle, push it up, and it's ready for the screws. There's 4 screws that hold this in the bottom. Now that I have the dryer reassembled, I'm going to put the lint screen back in. I'm going to plug it back up to the 220, and before I connect the dryer hose, I'm going to turn it on for a test drive and see if it's blowing hot air out of the back, since the exit is outside the house and I'm here alone today. Let's turn the dryer power on. We'll leave it on normal. It's on regular heat here. So far, so good. Let's wait a second for it to heat up, and I'm going to reach behind it and see if there's hot air blowing out. Alright guys, there's hot air blowing out the back, and that is how you replace your Maytag 3000 series heating element for less than $35. Alright guys, I just got the dryer vent hooked back up in the back, and that's all I got for you today. Hope this helped you out. If you liked the video, go down there, click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any more videos, and I will see y'all in the next video.